Hello everybody and welcome back to Talk of the Town. We have a great program today, a lot of great guests. You're going to enjoy the show. Who we have today? Well, on my left here we have Eileen, Maher. You know her, the movie reviewer. Everyone knows Eileen. She's taking over the show, I want you to know, folks.
I told Brian I want to raise.
She wants a whole hour on movie reviews. And then we have a special guest next to Eileen. We have Shannon O'Brien. She's the CEO of the Patriots Trail Girl Scout Council.
You got that?
I got that right?
Okay.
Well, that's a mouthful. Do you have that on the business card?
Yes.
and besides Sharon, we have another former Girl Scout. We have Marion McEttrick, of course, the chair of the Selectman in Milton. And so we're going to be talking about Girl Scouts today. And I have all these people here because I don't know much about the Girl Scouts and I don't claim to. So here's your chance to learn a little bit more. And I believe this is the time of year when new people can enroll into the Girl Scouts. So I think we're going to be talking about that today too. So Shannon, why don't you kick the show off today and tell us a little bit about what's happening with the Patriots Trail Girl Scout Council.
Sure. Well, the Patriots Trail is basically, we're the organization and we're basically the business end of things that runs the business of Girl Scouts in 65 communities in and around Boston, including here in Milton. And across the council, we have 23,000 girls and over 10,000 volunteers. So we're the largest girl serving organization in the entire Commonwealth. And it's been really exciting for me because, well, Marion's in politics. I used to be in politics. I used to be the state treasurer. And this has been a whole new challenge for me, not only running the business end of things, but making sure that the programs that we have for girls are top-notch. And since I've been working with the team, we've been doing all sorts of amazing things for girls, everything from our computer learning center to new programs where we actually, unfortunately, this one is sold out, morning makeovers on the Odyssey boat where they get to go out and they're going to get their nails done, their toes done, they're going to learn about cleaning their skin, they're going to learn about inner beauty with some of the self-esteem programs that the Dove Foundation has sponsored. So some really everything from the sort of trivial, which is getting your nails done, to engineering programs at Wentworth. We have it all at the Girl Scouts. It's really fun, exciting, but also very valuable learning experience.
When are you going to let the boys in the Girl Scouts?
If you'd like to get your nails painted, you're welcome to come. Actually, let me
I like the Odyssey trip.
Yeah. Well, the dads, we have a bunch of dads that are coming too. I'm actually trying to get chair massages for the parents. So this is like kicking off the year, kind of in style, learning about outer beauty, learning about inner beauty. But actually for dads, one of the programs that we have going, which is to bring dads and their daughters or maybe a stepdad. It's called Me and My Pal Weekend, and it's on September 29th. And the dads and their daughters or stepdads or significant male in the girl's life gets to go down to the Cape. We have a camp in Brewster, on Long Pond in Brewster, and they go for a weekend and they can camp and they do different things and they play different games and activities, and then they actually do a service project, a lot of them, where they help us either clean up the camp or do something down there as well. So that is sold out every single year. We always have a full house.
Folks, every time she comes on the show, she tells us all this. Last year she came and she told us about Hannah, Montana, right here at Curry College. But don't sign up because it was sold out. So.
Well, I said.
Can you come on the show a little earlier in the year?
I know. Well, remember that the fall is the best time. But actually, Me and My Pal is not sold out yet, but it always does. So if there are any families out there who have girls in Girl Scouts or would like to join Girl Scouts, they can go on our website, www.ptgirlscouts.org, and they can look at some of these programs to make sure that they can get to the ones that aren't sold out. But that's on our website. Our website's a great location to find the most up-to-date
I thought they
information.
hired you to count the revenue from the cookies.
They
have you doing a lot more than that, don't they?
We do that too. The cookies, obviously, it's not only an important business for the Girl Scouts, but it's the single largest financial literacy program for girls in the whole country. We have a whole, slew of programs and booklets that are designed to work around the whole cookie sale program. So girls are learning about planning and budgeting and putting money in the bank, and then also the planning of what do you do with that money, because a lot of times these girls earn money and then they save up, not just for the activities during the year, but especially as girls have been together for a long time. They're saving up sometimes for an overseas trip. I know of one troop right now that have been together since first, second, and third grade, and now they're entering their senior year in high school. They're going to Paris. So, so there's some really exciting...
Boy, things have changed, I'm telling you.
Yeah, generally it's Six Flags or the Science Museum, but, Paris is a pretty unique group, so.
Very nice, very nice. And now, Marion, you're a former Girl Scout, are you not?
through about 7th grade.
Oh, that's good.
And some of it's familiar. A lot of it has developed as it should have and is much more contemporary.
Yeah.
But you know, the cookie program is an interesting transition. I never turned down a Girl Scout at my door who's selling cookies because I sold cookies, and think that goes back a long time now, probably 50 years. So, when you know things I remember about Girl Scouts at the camp, going camping, making a huge ruckus while we were doing it. We just like to fool around, and our badges, you know, were learning to sew, and
They're still there.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
still
sure
there,
they're still there, but we didn't have as much, I think, of this vocational awareness and contemporary issues. I think that's going to keep girls in the Scouts through middle school and hopefully into high school. And I know that in the last couple of years we've given awards, letters of recognition to girls who've achieved the highest level. Now, what is that
Yeah,
award?
it's the Gold Award. It's the equivalent. Most people know. I mean, the problem with Girl Scouting is because they always try to remain contemporary and current. Sometimes they change the names of things. And so the Gold Award is the equivalent. It's the highest award in Scouting, and it's the
Like the
equivalent
Eagle
of
Scout?
the Eagle Scout. This year, I guess, we have 11 bronze, 5 silver, and 1 Gold Award winners from this past year. And currently, 3 girls from Milton are working on their Gold Award. And the thing about that is,
You want to
again,
mention their names?
I don't know who all the girls are,
Okay.
but I know that what they have to do is they have to actually apply. They can't just say, oh, I'm going to do a bake sale. That doesn't count. It has to be something that engages and impacts your community and has a lasting impact. And so we actually have a committee that reviews many of these applications to make sure that it's it meets the right community service need, but also it's not just sort of one thing that just kind of happens and it's a nice thing, but it doesn't really have an impact on the community.
Actually, there was a Boy Scout going for his Eagle Scout, and I believe that Peverly Park is the result of that here in Milton.
Nice,
So
yeah.
We've had some great Eagle Scout projects, but I can tell you that I identify with the Girl Scouts. I was so happy to see those awards being given and to know that some girls were continuing and were doing the same sort of
Well, I think as
community service.
Girl Scouting has changed, over many years. I mean, I think that, it's interesting because I think that most of us have the understanding that it's cookies and camping and crafts, and it certainly includes a lot of that right now. But, going back, 95 years, because this is the 95th birthday year of Girl Scouting, going back 95 years, Juliet Lowe, when you actually look at some of the original books, that were put together to talk about what the girls are going to do. I mean, I think I may have even mentioned this on the show last year. It was, how to stop a herd of stampeding cattle, how to tie up a robber with 18 inches of twine. And so, Girl Scouts were doing kind of cutting edge and sort of courageous things 95 years ago. And now it's really to keep the times. We have a program in Boston. It's a competitive double Dutch jump roping program. As I said, we have an engineering program that we're going to be launching in the fall. We're still kind of working at the details. It may not happen till the spring, but it will be on weekends at Wentworth College, and we will be engaging the Wentworth College students to teach girls about engineering. It's really important. They actually have a program for high school students to come into Wentworth to learn about engineering. But we want to focus on some of those middle schoolers, and
Get their interest in science early.
Because that's sort of what statistics have shown us, that about that age, that's where girls start to perhaps lag behind or become less interested or less confident about their abilities in math and science. And so getting the kids in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, that's what we hope to be working with Wentworth College to bring this opportunity to more girls out in and outside of Boston.
Excellent.
I think that girls mature pretty early. They're ready, 6th and 7th grade, to think about what they might want to do. And once they're interested in something, they'll continue. But if they don't get that opportunity, I think the Wentworth program.
The boys have to wait to
excellent
8th and
program.
9th grade.
The boys vary just like girls do. But my observation is girls as a group mature a little bit earlier, and they're ready. And if they miss that window of opportunity, then they're thinking in other ways. They're not thinking in terms of what they can do for a career. You really need to start when they're ready.
But kids, I mean, a lot of times you see parents, you see all of us. My father was a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. My father was in politics, I'm in politics, And I think that many of us sort of look to our parents as role models, and we say, okay, you see those choices. There's firefighter, there's teacher, the things that kids see in their lives every day, and what their parents do. My mother was a teacher. She wasn't working, as I went back to school and started thinking about things like that. And so I saw my father's career as, oh, that's what I'm going to do. And so I think that, even for someone like me, because I just kind of did what I saw, not that it was a bad thing being treasurer or being an attorney, but I did what I saw closest to me. And so having these career exploration programs, understanding that you have an opportunity to not only learn about engineering, to get excited about it, and if you get excited about it, wouldn't it be great to have a career that's fun? So that's what a lot of our programs right now are geared towards, it's not just math and science, but it's just sort of some general career exploration, in addition to just teaching some sort of out-of-school learning. You know, we actually last year gave out something like 2,000 science kits. You don't have to be a science teacher to use these. You know, you can be, you know, a housewife who says, I know how to bake a cake, and I can read this recipe to teach someone about light refraction. You don't have to be comfortable with science. You just have to be comfortable with reading a recipe and walking kids through it. And we've just gotten great responses from both moms and dads and other volunteers that say, you know, I wasn't very comfortable, you know, with science, but I was proud of not only what I did with the kids, with these kits to teach them about light refraction, about energy, about, you know, building your own engine and doing all these things, and the kids get to do it. It was a great experience.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Sign up now. What was that website again?
You're just excited because I bring cookies.
That's
you
it.
know, so.
We brought some cookies, folks. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
Now, Eileen Maher is here. Now, Eileen, not only is she the movie reviewer, which you all know her as, and that will be coming up soon in today's show, but she also is a Girl Scout leader.
Yeah, proud Girl Scout.
Matter of fact, you have some pictures to show, Shannon, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Where are they? Oh, they're in the... You'll see them, folks, coming
Yeah.
up. We'll show you. But tell her what you went. You went to Washington,
We went
D.C.?
to Washington. You were just saying how it was the 95th anniversary
Yeah.
of Girl Scouting. And I have a group of middle school Girl Scouts. We had a group of 21. We started out very small. I started out with, I think, about 7 daisies, and that was kindergartners. And it's funny how that came about. They didn't have a leader for the troop, and they called and they asked, would you be willing to help out? And I said, well, of course I'll help out. And helping out became the leader. And from there, I can honestly say I had no desire to become a Girl Scout leader. I had 4 small kids at home. I work. I said, I can't do it. And I did it, and I have a wonderful, wonderful assistant troop leader, Marion. I have a great cookie mom, Leslie Collins. Almost all of my parents have helped me out. We've grown from 7 or 8 little daisies to 21. 6, now they're 7th and 8th graders.
Wow, that's great.
What are
It's
they
an
called now?
incredible
They
group.
started as daisies. What are they now?
Well, we actually, there's 2 ways you can go. We've decided to do the studio to be Girl Scouts. They didn't want to wear a uniform anymore. What we have is a charm bracelet.
So they have these are different options now
There's a
within
couple
the
of options at that
subgroups.
age. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
The girls no longer wanted to wear the uniform. They didn't want to work, although we do still work on badges. But they get a charm bracelet, and as they go through certain books, they get charms
Okay.
that they can put on the bracelet, and they like that.
And that's,
very
again,
much.
that's part of, you know, the Girl Scout experience, you know, maintaining the traditions of community service and
I was
and
wondering
doing
why you
things.
didn't have a uniform
Yeah,
on.
I get in
You know,
a
the
little trouble
CEO
with
might have
that.
like a
I
whole
know,
thing
I
of
know, I
things.
know. Yeah, I'd like to have like a whole chest full of medals,
Yeah.
but that doesn't
Some
work
of
for
the
me
women
either.
do
Yeah.
have them.
But you know what? It's sort of, there are people who want that, who like that, and then there are just some folks who aren't as comfortable, you know, wearing uniforms. The younger kids really
Yep.
like wearing the uniforms. You know, it's funny. My daughter just started school yesterday in the town of Whitman, and you know, I see her babysitter's granddaughter. They're all getting on the bus together, and they have the exact same outfit. And I'm going, oh my God, they're wearing the same outfit, like, you know, as if you showed up at a fancy party. They were thrilled. They had the same outfit on. Kids like to wear the same things because it's kind of cool. So I mean, I think that as kids get
Definitely.
older and they want to express their individuality, that's what Girl Scouting has attempted to incorporate. That if you want to wear the uniform, if you want to, you know, and you're in a parade or a ceremony, it's appropriate there. But if it's just kids hanging around and they want to demonstrate their own personality, they can do that too.
Good, good. I like the flexibility.
And just like we were talking about, my troop sold lots and lots of cookies, and our goal this year was, let's see how much we can reimburse the girls to go to Washington. I think it was $260 for the trip, and because the troop did so well selling cookies, each girl paid less than $200, maybe $190
Oh, that's great.
per girl. And we went to Washington, we took a bus, and we stayed in George Washington University in a dorm, which was the highlight of the trip.
Yeah.
In the dorm, I asked the girls at the end of the trip, what was the best part? Was it going to the Jefferson Memorial, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Memorial? Was it singing with 500,000 other Girl Scouts from around the country? No, we liked pizza in the dorm.
Yeah,
and that was
that's
they
being
just
cool.
You know, we can
thought
get
that
the dorm
was
at Curry
so
College
cool.
some summer. You save them the bus fare.
They loved it, absolutely loved it, and it was so exciting to be surrounded by Girl Scouts from all over the place.
Yeah, for the 95th birthday, they had a sing-along because obviously singing, cookies,
Singing and
camp
Girl Scouts.
crafts, and the S word
Right, this is
singing.
the 95th? Or
This
just-
is
you
this
just
is
had
the
last-
95th
The
year.
one that we just had.
Okay.
Yeah.
And interestingly, because Milton is part of the Blue Hills service unit. It's Randolph, Milton, and Quincy work together. They work collaboratively to do some programming together, and they got together and they put together a 95th birthday quilt. And I guess for all of the years, they actually had a patch for different historic things that happened in the country's history in that year. And we're actually hoping to bring that up to the State House and have folks look at the quilt that the girls, some from Milton, some from Quincy, and some from Randolph, all put together. So